What is happening in here?
Made a 1-inch measuring error and now the doors don't fit.
That's why you gotta learn your writing and your reading and your arithmetic. Arithmetic, Dad.
It's more a matter of making assumptions, which is we assumed that the board before was in the right place and we measured it and cut it the same size.
Never think a board is the same length as a different board. Lesson learned, right guys?
Yeah.
I think we call it a loss and we just blow up this whole thing.
Okay.
Okay.
That's how you feel right now?
Blow this popsicle stand, yes.
Right. Well, it's a laundry room, but
If we
do you sell
tried the doors,
popsicles in here? Hold on. No one told me there was popsicles.
What do you think the freezer's for?
Eats popsicle.
We went out to eat, and then Carrie Judd said, "Justin, I'm gonna come out and hang out with you." And then he came when we were done eating. So I was like, "We gotta edit a video." So I left them there to just paint the town red or blue or purple or whatever color they feel like. And I forgot to leave them the camera. Oopsies. So you could have had a night out with Justin and Carrie Judd, but instead, we're just a night in talking about laundry rooms.
Hanging out the popsicle stand.
This room is boring. Let's go see what number 22 is doing. What are you doing?
Watching a show.
Do you remember when I said, you look too cute? Are you watching 2 shows?
No, that one's on pause.
What?
I was watching that one, and then I thought of another one I
Is
wanted
that the
to
Gilmore Girls?
Heck yes, that's
You've
the
already
Gilmore
watched
Girls.
that.
Yeah. That's why that one's on pause, because this one's a new one.
Do you remember our conversation when I said, you look so
I
cute
didn't.
today, so you
I
can't...
don't have anywhere to go!
You are a young, single adult.
Uh-huh.
The world is your oyster, my friend.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Next thing you know, you're gonna be pregnant and your husband's gonna be out hanging out with Carrie Judd, and what do? You talk to your sister who's supposed to have an exciting little life.
I usually
all
do
our little
have-
friends.
What were you saying this weekend? Why don't you find a husband so that you'll actually stay home and hang out with us?
You're
On
not
the
hanging out with us,
On
though.
the weekends, no, there was no one to hang out with because you weren't here. If you were here,
I was here all day and you weren't hanging out with
I
me.
was totally hanging out with you. We went to Target. We
And
did
then
so
what else
many things.
did we do?
We
Nothing.
hung out. We made dinner together,
Jasmine cut chicken for the first time in her entire
and it was
life.
horrifying, and I wanted to cry.
I chopped chicken when I was like a little baby. She's like, "Mom, I don't eat chicken. I don't want to chop it." I think really, if I didn't ever have to chop chicken again, I would say I don't eat chicken. It's not fun to do, but sometimes you just gotta do it if you want to eat. But even when we were hanging out today, except for when we left the house, you had this thing going.
That's not
A little
true.
laptop on your lap.
That's not true. I
Yes?
had it closed,
That's
and
true.
I had it aside.
No,
When
it's true.
we talked to Grandpa today. We talked to Grandpa, and I had no laptop. It was up here.
My grandpa told us stories about how kids these days are so unruly, and back in his day, like, his dad beat his brother with like a belt or a chain or whatever was handy. And and then his brother ended up running away from home for 2 or 3 years at 15. It's like, yeah, that's probably why I don't run away from home. If someone had beat me with a belt when I was 15, I would have run away too.
Yeah.
Lessons learned. That's why we don't beat people with belts anymore.
Yeah. He also told us about the time our grandma dumped a plate of food on our grandpa's head.
So my grandpa would sit next to their youngest daughter at the dinner table, and she would misbehave, and so we'd poke her with a fork on her bottom. He'd be poke poke, because he'd be like, straighten up, poke poke, and it made my grandma really mad. So she stood up, dumped her plate of food on his head, and then threw down her plate, and my grandpa was like, and he left. And then he came back with ice cream. So if you want ice cream, dump a plate of food on your husband's head, or have your mom dump a plate of food on your dad's head, because then you'll get ice cream. They didn't ever eat ice cream, so it's a big deal.
Moral of the story.
What are you watching on your second television, you weirdo?
I'm telling you, it's a stupid show.
What are you watching?
I'm watching Make It or Break It.
Stop it.
Cassie! It's a Wednesday. All my friends are in school. They're doing homework on Wednesdays.
What?
Yeah,
You
that's
don't
what they
need.
do.
That's why you go find new friends. that don't do homework on
I don't
Wednesdays.
have new friends.
I know you don't have new friends. No, yeah. That's why they call you the smart one of the family. You don't have new friends because you didn't go make new friends, you dumb. They don't
You know
just
what's
show up
really
and they're like,
unfair?
I'm your new friend. Hello, I'm your new friend.
You know what?
Let's go hang out on Wednesdays. I'm your new friend.
You know what's really fair about being called the smart one of the family? Every time I do anything dumb, people are like, you're the smart one of the family. See, you're the pretty one of the family. So every time you look unpretty, it doesn't happen.
We don't really call
It
her the
doesn't
smart one
happen.
of the family.
We do. I read.
No, we don't.
Because I read. Do you want to see all the
Don't
books?
tell her that. You're watching two televisions right now. Just because you can hold up books doesn't mean
Well,
you're
actually,
smarter.
I was reading this while I was watching that one, and then I stopped reading this to watch this one instead of watching.
So you were watching Gilmore Girls and Make It or Break It, so you stopped to read Rivertown.
Well, I was watching Gilmore
You were
Girls.
watching two dumb shows
was watching-
that didn't
no,
entertain
listen.
you enough, so you had to read a book. I would read a book if I had your taste in television.
You have my taste in television. We watch all the same shows.
I don't want to Make It or Break It.
You watch Teen Mom and 16 and Pregnant with a fiery passion
Oh yeah.
that I do not possess.
Yeah, those are better shows. Real life, Jasmine. It's
not
like
real life.
real people
not
who
real
are
life.
16 having babies that can't take care of it now. Like lessons.
It's not real
Lessons. It's hard to have babies when you have a husband.
It's a bunch of
Let alone
like,
when you're
super
16
messed
and you have
up-
all these hormones.
It's a bunch of super messed up little
Don't listen to her.
girls
Don't listen to her.
just going
Oh,
through
listen
life,
to her.
having to deal with all
Or
of
just
these
ignore her.
responsibilities.
Just
that
pretend
they're, like,
she doesn't
they're
exist.
actually mentally
She's so annoying.
incapable.
She likes to
of
tell stories. She's like,
living
this
their
doesn't make
lives.
sense. She thinks Gilmore Girls is more
And-
realistic, more pertinent to her everyday
I
life.
do because it helps me talk faster.
Do you really need the Gilmore Girls' help to talk faster?
No, I don't.
We should just, shut it away, put it behind a curtain. You want to see a picture of Jasmine? What?
Hey, don't.
That's not what I was going to show them, but oh my gosh.
It's really messy because my
Just
drawer
wait.
broke. Listen.
I bet you can't wait till you have a husband that cleans up after your
Oh,
mess.
yeah.
That's
Listen.
a lie. They don't. You
No,
clean up.
listen to me.
No one tells you you're gonna be so in love that you're gonna enjoy picking up your
No,
husband's underwear
listen
because
to
he
me.
doesn't do it himself. And if you don't want dirty panties on the floor, not yours, his, then you gotta pick them up. Well, Jasmine,
Gilmore Girls Complete Series Collection, still $160.
so sell it.
There's a big thing of piles over there because right here my drawer broke and so all my pajamas are on the floor and it just encourages me to make more messes, and also all my stuff got cleared out of the office room place, and so it's
Oh,
there.
you need 2
And then
bedrooms?
all of my
Oh, is that what you
apartment
need? You
stuff
need 2 bedrooms?
is under my bed,
No,
and so it
I'm not
looks-
gonna show you the floor because
it-
you will
don't-
vomit.
Don't look at
It's
the floor.
scary.
Just don't look at the floor.
I'm gonna wade through this so I can show you a
Be
cute
really
picture of
careful.
Jasmine.
Be really careful.
Aw, little baby Jasmine. And then that's Jasmine when she played with tigers. Because you remember Jasmine thought she was a tiger for many years.
So I played with them.
I'm crossing a mountain back down on regular ground. Just because your drawer's
Listen to
broken
me.
doesn't mean you can put everything you own on the floor. I'm
Listen
your
to me.
mother now. Your mom hasn't done a good job about telling you
Listen to me.
what can go on the floor and what can't. I'm your new mom.
Done a horrible job. You know what I realized? You know why I've never chopped chicken before? Our mother never taught me. I think if she would have said, "Hey, I know you're a vegetarian. I'm going to teach you to chop chicken."
You can wear gloves because it's yucky
You can
on
wear
your
gloves
hands.
because it's yucky and it'll mentally scar you anyway, but you can wear gloves.
Her parenting, it just goes down each child.
Each child. It's just
I had to learn how to cook, which is how I can cook for my family now. This girl, if she had a family right now, they'd be eating McDonald's. They wouldn't be eating
False.
McDonald's because she doesn't like McDonald's. They'd be eating like ramen, some soup, and that's about it.
make great foods of the vegetarian. You know what I eat?
No.
You know what I eat a lot of?
No, I don't. Still
Scrambled
don't.
eggs and toast. That's what my family would be.
You're just gonna breakfast it up. It is the most important meal of the day, but you also need dinner.
It's the most important meal of the
They
day.
just
so I
don't
figure
say
we should
dinner's
do
the
it
most
every
important meal of the day because people always eat dinner. People only forget breakfast.